Ladies and gentlemen, I have breaking news for you right now. Two major developments happening in the wonderful, magnificent, patriotic state of Georgia. Number one, the Georgia State Congress and Senate has passed a resolution to criminally investigate Fani Willis and the special prosecutor Wade, aka her lover boy, for their collusion with the Biden administration, them getting rich of going after Trump and political persecution of Donald Trump. So she might be criminally charged, and Trump's attorney is already calling for the case to be dismissed and Fani Willis prosecuted. Number two, I talked about this a couple days ago, and for some reason, the media doesn't want to talk about this. Down in Georgia, there is a trial going on. The state versus election integrity nonprofit organization concerning the machines. It's looking like Georgia is going to be doing one-day voting, no drop boxes, no machines, paper ballots. Whew! Ladies and gentlemen, before we watch that video, before we get into the article, I want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is Midas Gold Group. They are a second-generation, veteran family-owned gold, silver, and precious metals IRA firm. They protect your money from Bidenomics. Well, what is Bidenomics, you might ask? Biden-inflation, collapse of the dollar, high gas and food prices, collapse of the dollar, bank runs, BRICS building a currency to destroy your money and the American dollar. They are backed by Sebastian Gorka himself. Contact them today at MidasGoldGroup.com. Call them at 480-360-3000. Links down below in the description. Let's get right into the news. That's what you're here for. First one. Georgia State Senate votes 30-19 to create a committee to investigate Trump-hating Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis for criminal misconduct and corruption. So we're going to go through just a little bit here, and we're jumping on to the next one about the election. Georgia Republicans are taking charge to hold corrupt Fulton County DA Fani Willis accountable for her corrupt actions. As the messenger reported, the GOP-controlled Georgia State Senate on Friday approved the creation of a committee to investigate Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis by a 30-19 vote for criminal misconduct and corruption, primarily related to her affair with prosecutor Nathan Wade. Willis has led the frivolous investigation into Trump for questioning the suspicious 2020 choosing results in Georgia and is prosecuting him for speech crimes. Wade was hired to be a special prosecutor in her case. Now, Wade, her lover boy, Wade's, soon-to-be ex-wife is actually suing Fani Willis also. Once all this news came out, she found out that, hey, we're actually getting a divorce because of her. He's been banging her. He made $700,000 from investigating Trump in 1 year and paid by the taxpayer. And it's Fani Willis that signed off on the check. And then they took trips together and bought Louis Vuitton bags and burqas. What? Nah. Now, a judge has actually ordered for the unsealing of the divorce papers, and that's all going to be public very soon. And as soon as it is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to cover it. But they're going to find collusion with the Biden administration. They're going to find stealing taxpayer money, banging each other in the offices on taxpayer dollars while they should be doing work. Ladies and gentlemen, the scripture says very correctly that the wicked, they lay a pit for the righteous. The Lord guards the righteous, and the wicked falls in his own trap. That is exactly what is happening here, right before our own very eyes. Like in the Jean E. Carroll, case against Trump. The dress that she says she wore when Trump supposedly did things to her, that dress didn't come out for another 10 years after the so-called incidents actually happened. Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the big one. Lou Dobbs tonight. Georgia looks to be moving to paper balloons. Last Friday, in a court in Atlanta, Georgia, University of Michigan professor of computer science and engineering, Alex Halderman, testified in front of a judge, Amy Totenberg courtroom, about the dominoes voting machines used in the Georgia elections since 2020. Now, we all know Georgia's a red state, but they came in 2020 when things happened. Now, there's a video.
Well, whether Georgia uses election machines that they've used for the past 6 years or not is, well, going to be decided in a trial underway in Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight, we're learning more details about the Curling versus Raffensperger trial. Citizen journalist Amber Connor has been in the courtroom throughout the proceedings.
Not only that, really quickly, I want to make a comment. Something else just happened. Raffensperger, right, who's a rhino, who betrayed Trump, who's actually was in charge of the elections in Georgia, he was removed. He's no longer in charge of anything, and he's also under investigation now by the Republican-led Senate of Georgia. Yeah, I just wanted to throw all these great stories and news for you guys in this one video. We got it. Georgia, that swing state, if everything keeps going the way it is, Trump's got it.
Proceedings, and joins us now with the latest for us. Amber, great to see you this evening. So is it your judgment as you're watching this, Amber, have they introduced tabulators more significantly into this case? Secondly, does it appear that which side seems to be ahead on points with the judge? Is it the state defense of these machines that have been clearly demonstrated to have vulnerabilities, or is it the counterparty to it all?
I would say the judge is leaning towards the plaintiff's defense. The Curling and Marilyn Marks and Coalition for Good Governance. I would also say she seemed quite disappointed once she realized when Voter GA was able to read their proffer of 15 points that the look on her face seemed a bit disappointed that the plaintiff's counsel didn't allow for Voter GA's counsel to be able to speak to some of these issues, which she seems concerned with actually addressing many different issues within the voting system. But the Curling plaintiffs are really pushing for only talking about the ballot marking devices. But when the proffers were offered by the Voter GA, one thing that seemed to raise her eyebrow was when they had announced that they agreed with Dr. Halderman's declaration as well as Professor Stark's, which was both the ICP in-person scanner and the ICC mail-in ballot scanners cannot detect photocopied ballots.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop that one there. It's a pretty long video. It's on the Gateway Pundit. You can watch the whole thing. But ladies and gentlemen, there's a shift happening, and I sense it. I think we all can sense it. We're gonna take our country back. We're gonna and things. I know it's been a difficult last 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, where we were like, how is this still happening? When is the movie gonna end? Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost there. We're almost towards the end of this movie, but then a new movie starts. And you know what movie that is? That is the Make America Great Again movie. That is the movie that rebuilds this wonderful, God-given and God-blessed republic, right? So the bad part ends, but the rebuilding starts. Grace comes, and if you're a Christian like I myself, during a time of a period of grace, it's not about only making your pockets fat and getting a bigger car and a better car and a bigger house. It's about saving souls and leading people to Christ and using that time of grace to fulfill your calling. And when we lead other people to Christ, they themselves change and become a better person, meaning then they affect their community, their home, their neighborhood, their friends, their workplace. And that's how we change the country. One soul at a time, and then they go and a couple more souls, and then just keeps going like a wild fire. We're getting our country back. People are waking up. Big moves are happening in Wisconsin. No more drop boxes or mail-in voting in Wisconsin. We know what happened there in 2020. The cheaters got caught cheating. They thought they got away with it. No. One of the wisest things anyone has ever said, when your enemy is committing a crime, let them. Don't even tell them you know. Let them do what they think they gotta do. Then you go and you do what you gotta do. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic weekend. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I upload Trump 2024 or sooner.